Hello, everyone. In my first talk regarding anxiety response during this pandemic, I talked about some of the emotional reactions that we may be going through and some of the COVID related stressors that lead to anxiety. In this episode, I will talk about one of the specific behavioral and cognitive strategies we can practice, which is know your own anxiety and stress response better, and then we can cope better. So now that you know you have a better sense of what leads to more anxiety, we'll talk about what we can do right now. So let's get to know better about what you are going through, what you are feeling, what you are experiencing. From the study I introduced in my last episode, we know that active coping will be helpful for our new normal to facilitate psychological adjustment in the middle of this uncontrollable pandemic. It does not mean that we want to just have positive thoughts or positive lifestyle. No, that is not what we are trying to achieve here. What we are trying to achieve is to figure out your own helpful psychological and behavior responses that work best for you so that you can get through this tough situation. Such coping strategies would vary person to person. So now you are beginning your own journey to figure out what works best for you. Therefore, if we have a better understanding of our own feelings in this pandemic, we are in a better place to cope with tough feelings. So now we will focus on understanding how you're reacting in this pandemic. So now let's take a few minutes to listen to your own mind and body. Feel free to take out a piece of paper to write something down if that's helpful for you to organize. Now take a moment and let's ask yourself these questions. What are you feeling? It is okay if it is hard to feel anything. It is okay to feel ambivalent, anxious, angry, sad, calm, or content. Feelings are valid. It is okay to feel and not to feel. You may want to write down those feelings that you just observed. Maybe you can start writing sentences such as, I feel this. I notice that I am feeling this. Next, let's take a look at your thought. What are the thoughts you have right now? Do you have any worry thoughts or any images or memories that are relevant to what you're feeling right now? Or are there any thoughts that you expect to happen in the future? You may also want to write down those thoughts you just observed. You may start, I just noticed this thought that blah blah blah. Or I have a thought blah blah blah. Or you can start with my brain tells me and so on. Now, let's observe what is happening in your body. Focus on physical sensations and describe where you feel it in your body and how it looks like. It could be shakiness, heaviness, or tension in your muscle. It could be lightheadedness, difficulty in breathing that is relevant to your own anxiety response, or jitteriness. These physiological sensations are tied with your ongoing emotion. If you don't notice anything, that's also totally okay. And let's write down those physical sensations you just noticed. Now ask yourself, what prompted you to those feelings, thoughts, and physical sensations? As we talked in the last episode, it could be COVID related news, a chat you had with your friend, worry about your family or yourself, or worry about your health or financial difficulties, and so on. Let's describe in detail, such as I just had a worry thought about my family or about my financial issues, my housing situation, and so on. Now ask yourself again, what are the things that are under your control among all of these responses and worries? And what are the things that are not under your control? The things under your control may look like talking to your friend, family, asking how they are doing, engaging in some of the self-care activities that you did not have time in the past, but now you have some time to do, or focusing on assignments that you have to submit soon, having a regular sleep and eating schedules, or working out, like light physical activities you can do at home, like yoga, stretching, and so on. These are the things under your control while you are feeling anxious and stressed in this pandemic. And now think about the things that are not under your control. For me, it includes this new normal and this pandemic situations. So now let's focus on what you can do and what is under your control. Now that you have observed your reaction in this pandemic, let's focus on what you can do right now that is helpful for you at this moment. Again, we are not trying to ignore or neglect how we feel. Let's acknowledge and accept what you feel now. It may be unpleasant to do so, it may be painful to do so. And at the same time, let's focus on the actions you can take at this moment for your own well being. What are the things you can choose to do? Checking in with your friends, family, to see how they are doing. Sharing your feelings with others, exercise, reading books, asking for clarification in schoolwork to your colleagues or peers. Now, you may have some ideas on the actions that are under your control and you can do. Then, let's do it. At CAPS, crisis service is available at 407-823-2811 and press 5. You can find more resources for coping strategies during COVID-19 era at UCF CAP's website or social media. In the next episode, we will talk about how much news or media exposure is too much that may lead to more anxiety. Thank you so much.